The evening sky was ablaze with hues of gold and crimson as the RMS Titanic sailed through the calm Atlantic waters. A gentle breeze kissed the cheeks of passengers standing on the deck, and the ocean's soft murmur created an enchanting symphony with the distant sound of laughter and music emanating from the grand ballroom. Jack stood by the railing, his eyes focused on the infinite horizon. He ran a hand through his messy blonde hair, the wind tousling it playfully. Suddenly, he felt a familiar presence approaching him. He turned, and there she was, Rose. Her deep auburn hair fluttered in the wind, her delicate face glowing with the light of the setting sun. Dressed in a shimmering evening gown, she looked like a dream, something out of a fairy tale. "Jack!" Rose called softly, her voice a melody in the cool evening air. "What are you doing out here all alone?" Jack grinned, his eyes lighting up as if he had seen the most beautiful masterpiece. "Just thinking about life, you know." He leaned back against the railing, gesturing to the vast expanse of water. "Isn't it amazing how endless the ocean feels? Like there's no beginning or end." Rose stepped closer, the soft rustle of her dress mingling with the sound of the waves. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" She looked out to the sea, her eyes reflecting the glimmer of the moon now rising. "But sometimes it feels like a cage, as if it's trapping us." Jack raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "A cage? For someone like you?" She smiled, but there was a sadness behind it. "Yes, even people like me. We might have everything, but that doesn't mean we're free." She hesitated, her eyes meeting his with an intensity that sent shivers down his spine. "You're different, Jack. You're not afraid to live." "And you are," he replied, his voice gentle yet firm. He took a step closer, their faces just inches apart now. "You're afraid to let go, afraid to be who you truly are." Rose felt her heart race. "Maybe I'm just waiting for someone to show me how," she whispered, her voice trembling with vulnerability. Jack's eyes softened. He reached out, his hand brushing against her cheek, the warmth of his touch sending a wave of electricity through her. "Close your eyes," he instructed softly. Rose hesitated, but she trusted him. Slowly, she let her eyes flutter shut, her breathing quickening as she felt his hand slip around her waist, pulling her closer. "What are you doing?" she asked, her voice barely more than a breath. Jack leaned in, his lips just brushing against her ear. "I'm setting you free," he murmured. The world around them seemed to disappear. The music from the ballroom faded, the ocean's whispers grew faint, and it was just them, Jack and Rose, standing together in a moment suspended in time. "Do you feel it?" Jack asked, his voice filled with a passion that stirred something deep inside her. "Feel what?" she breathed, her heart pounding against her chest. He smiled, his forehead resting against hers. "The freedom, the chance to live, to feel, to love." Tears welled up in Rose's eyes, but they were tears of joy, of hope. "Yes, Jack," she whispered, her voice breaking with emotion. "I feel it." And then, without another word, Jack closed the distance between them, capturing her lips with his. The kiss was soft at first, like the gentle caress of the evening wind, but it grew deeper, more intense, fueled by all the emotions they had kept locked away. It was as if the stars themselves had exploded, showering them with light and warmth.
As they finally pulled away, breathless and trembling, Jack cupped her face in his hands, his eyes never leaving hers. "Promise me one thing, Rose," he said, his voice raw with emotion. "Promise me you'll never let go." Rose smiled, her heart swelling with love. "I promise," she vowed, tears glistening like diamonds on her cheeks. "I'll never let go, Jack. Never." And as they stood there, wrapped in each other's arms, the Titanic sailed on, unaware that in that moment two souls had found something far more precious than all the riches in the world, each other.
Like, subscribe, and share for more interesting videos and stories.